Hello everyone, I've been tasked with cleaning a few bolt carrier groups today. So I'm going to go over the difference between a Ar-15, M16 bolt carrier group, the parts on a bolt carrier group, how to take it apart and put it back together. So first I'm going to tell you the difference between these two bolts I have right here. This bolt is going to be my Ar-15 SP1 bolt carrier group, and this one is a M16 bolt carrier group. You can tell the difference if you look at the size of the rear end of it. It's about a 1/4 inch right here, and this is a full length bolt. Some SP1s will have a notch cut out here as well, to where you can see the firing pin more. But as you can see, this one's a full length, just like your M16 bolt carrier group. There's also an Ar-15 enhanced bolt carrier group, which I don't have with me. Pretty much it's the same. It's not a full length bolt carrier group. It's going to be cut out to about right here. The reason they do that is because an M16 is supposed to have the capability to fire fully automatic or with automatic capabilities. So it's a sturdier construct, and there's more to it to make it more reliable to handle that fully automatic rate of fire. Whereas where an AR-15 or SPL bolt doesn't have to have that capability because the weapon system technically shouldn't be able to fire in a fully automatic capacity. So if you have one of these or an AR-15 enhanced, you might want to look into getting another step up to an M16 just to have a stronger bolt in your rifle. That's your choice. So the first step when we go ahead and take our bolt carrier group apart is we have to take the firing pin retaining pin out. If you look right here, you'll see that there's a opening with a pin in it. You can use your nails or a tool if you don't have any nails to remove that pin. Make sure you keep track of that pin because it likes to run away or get stuck on your tools. Once that's done, go ahead and turn your bolt carrier group up, hold your hand out, tap it, and your firing pin comes out. After that, we have to remove the cam pin. Your cam pin is right here. What you have to do is you have to turn it so it can clear the gas key, and then just take it out. Just like that. If you can't get it out with your nails or it's too hard, just turn it, and then hold it upside down. Give it a good whack. It should fall out. After that, we're almost done. We have to take out the bolt from the carrier group itself. So there's the bolt. The carrier group is pretty much broken down at this point. The only other thing that's on this that you can take off technically if you wanted would be your gas key or your carrier key, which is right here. If you look, it's got divots on it right there. From the factory, it's machine pressed to stay in there because the gas is from the gas tube coming to the bolt here. I don't recommend trying to take that off or putting it on yourself. Go somewhere, don't be stupid, don't hurt yourself. So once we're done with that, the next step, if you want, is to remove the extractor from your bolt. If you look right here, this is the extractor. So if you want, there's a rolling pin right there, and what you have to do is you have to push that pin out. Some of these pins won't freely come out if you haven't done it often, so be careful. Struggling. There we go. Alright. So there's your rolling pin. Your extractor will just come out of your bolt. That's the extractor spring. So if your rifle's having a hard time extracting rounds and it's jamming, stovepiping, that's possible with the bolt and everything, go ahead and check this out. If it's not, the rubber grommet's not good, the spring's overused, you may have to replace the extractor. Other than that, it's just a housing right there. You can throw some lubrication in there, good to go. To put this back together, start with the extractor, place it in the housing, and you have to press down slightly so you can put your rolling pin in. And then press it all the way in, make sure it sits flush, otherwise you won't be able to get it back in your bolt carrier group. Now we're going to take our bolt carrier group, put our bolt in. You have to make sure the extractor is facing upwards, otherwise when you go to put your cam pin in, it won't fit because that bolt has 2 holes openings in it, but one's beveled, so the cam pin stops all the way, doesn't go all the way through the bolt. The cam pin has a hole in it. Okay, very important because that's where the firing pin goes through. So if you notice how it's sitting right now, the hole goes with that. So when we put it in to the bolt carrier group, we're going to have to rotate it back to its original position. Otherwise, the firing pin won't go through. Next step, firing pin. Go ahead and hold your bolt carrier group up, place it in and just push down. And the bolt and the firing pin's in. Last and final step, your firing pin retaining pin. If you don't want that firing pin to go anywhere when you're trying to fire it, you gotta push that puppy back in, push it all the way in. Some of those guys are a little abused and you gotta wiggle it in there, otherwise it won't lock fully. To make sure you have it assembled completely and correctly, go ahead, hold it upside down, pound on it real quick, make sure the firing pin doesn't come out. Then move your bolt forward and back just to make sure nothing falls apart. That's pretty much it. That's all you got to do. So thanks for stopping in, checking it out. Like my video, share my video, subscribe, all that mumbo jumbo. Help me out. Appreciate it.